We're setting off in the Civic Touring. Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video we're going to be going over a 2022 Honda Civic Touring with the 1.5 liter turbo. In the first part of the video, we're going to go over the window sticker for the Civic, then we're going to get into a very brief walk around, and then we're going to cap things off with some driving with this Civic Touring. And with all that being said, let's get straight into the video. So here's our window sticker on the 2022 Civic with the Touring package, and again the 1.5 liter turbocharged engine. And again, feel free to freeze the frame if you want to read every single option. Well, this is the standard equipment rather, but every single bit of standard equipment this comes with from the factory, and I'll kind of just pause on each section for those of you that want to read everything. But you can see the base MSRP here, $28,300, and then like option wise there's not a whole lot because the Touring package comes pretty much fully loaded. You can see the total MSRP $29,295, which, I mean, for being a kind of like luxury-ish front wheel drive car with a turbocharged engine and 180 horsepower, pretty good. And then also here's your fuel economy, 31 around town and then 38 on the highway. And well, that's the window sticker. Now let's go over the Civic Touring here. First off, we have a turbocharged 1.5 liter 4-cylinder, goes through a CVT automatic. It's good for 180 horsepower and 177 pound-feet of torque. You guys saw the nice body line there on the hood, and then you've got the full LED lights here. They are reflector LEDs, and then also you've got the Honda logo there in the center, and you've got the accenting off to the side. Notice how you've kind of have the mix between the chrome and then obviously the bright silver on this particular car, and then the blacked out elements. Looks really good. And then the wheels on the Touring package are actually pretty nice. They definitely have a premium look to them, and again, for a car that's under $30,000, it looks good. You guys can see the mirror there, and then the contrast with the black there on the bottom, and then more body lines there on the side. And then coming here to the rear, you know, same setup as what you get in the front in terms of the aesthetics, and I don't know, I think it looks good. You guys can kind of let me know how you feel on that. Got your Touring badge there with the taillights that are just like any other Civic here with the new generation. Parking sensors there on the bottom, and I really like this color. It's like a, again, it's like a blue, you guys can kind of see that on the camera. It's like a bluish silver, definitely unique. So let's pop here into the Civic Touring. First off, you guys notice you've got some nice piano black trim there with some soft touch on the door panel, and then one of the big benefits is we have this leather upholstery, which looks really good. Got a couple of USBs down there, and yeah, backseat area definitely looks nice from an aesthetic perspective, and also, you know, a lot nicer materials than what you get in like a base Civic. Now moving from that to the front door panel, again, piano black trim with some nice soft touch there on the door panel, and then you can see the front seats just as nice as what you get in the rear with the material use and all that. And you guys can see the pedal layout there at the bottom, and then also look at those vacuum lines. That's just some high quality stuff. Got the stability control, parking sensors, and then another button for the safety tech. You guys can see the vents off to the sides, which look great, in the steering wheel, and then we've got like the whole center stack with the shifter, all that. You know, again, looks really good, especially considering the price point. And that's all. We're setting off in the Civic Touring. Pretty good. I think I just ran over a rock. Anyways, let's pretend that didn't happen. This is the first time I've been in the Touring package. I've only reviewed the lower down packages with the new Civic. Look at that, what it does for the lane departure. The steering wheel like has like a little seizure. That's pretty funny. But yeah, first time in the Touring package, and I'd have to say this is definitely a nice place to be. There's definitely like soft touch all over. The seats are very comfortable. Like a lot of the cars I've driven today have had pretty firm seats, and these are really soft. They still like support you, but they're definitely on the softer side, which is, you know, a huge plus, especially if you're gonna use this as like a daily driver commuter car. I love the look of the gauge cluster. That definitely looks really cool. Infotainment system, good as well. You guys know I'm a huge fan of the vents and just like how those are all set up and everything. Dual zone climate, and this thing's loaded up. Now this is nice. From a driving perspective, it drives like a luxury car. It really does. The suspension's very compliant, very smooth as well. It's just a really comfortable car to be in, and this is a car that you could, you know, take on long road trips, and again, it'd be a really comfortable place to be in. And yeah, it's easy to drive. I think that's kind of one of the big takeaways, is just how easy this is to drive. And then braking, yeah, that's solid as well. Obviously having to slow down between the two different speed zones, but yeah, I don't know what to say other than the fact that this is just like a really comfortable car. We'll pop into the sport mode. That's cool with the animations. You can feel the difference. Yeah, you can tell that with the transmission, it definitely downshifts a little bit, and you can tell the difference between the sport mode and the regular mode. That is for sure. And in terms of the steering itself, it's super light, but it's actually pretty direct. It's a pretty good steering rack. And going over those little bumps right there, it doesn't upset the car. Really compliant. They did a really good job with the suspension on this. I'm very impressed with that, actually. Yeah, I like this touring package. Yeah, this would be a great commuter car. So we're gonna go over another bumpy area, and then we're also gonna get another acceleration, I suppose. Yeah, suspension's really compliant. Like it's really good. This definitely, like I said, it feels like a luxury car. Honda's done a really good job with this Civic and just making it feel like a nice upscale luxury car, especially considering the price that these are at. And on this higher speed road, yeah, it's still just, it does a good job. It's very smooth, very compliant. And in terms of the passing power with this, yeah, you definitely do have to wring out the engine quite a bit for you to get any bit of acceleration out of it when you're at this higher speed. But I mean, it's kind of expected, right? This car is kind of more towards the fuel economy side, not as much so on the acceleration side. But I mean, for the segment, it's right where it needs to be. And I mean, the average fuel economy right now for this is 31.9 miles per gallon is what, well, it's changing, 32 miles per gallon, whatever. Low 30s, I mean, that's good. I'm used to getting like 9 miles per gallon. So this thing is a rock star from a fuel economy standpoint in Ben Hardy's book. But yeah, I mean, other than that, like I said, there's not like a whole lot for me to talk about this car. It's not particularly exciting in any way. But I mean, again, this is just your like, not entry-level package, but this is like the entry-level version of the Civic. It's not the sportier version. We're gonna get an SI in the future. We're gonna get a Type R as well. The thing that I will say is I'm very excited for those because of how good this is from a platform perspective. Like I said, it's very smooth, very comfortable. And so that means that when the SI comes out and when the Type R comes out, they're gonna be, you know, obviously really sporty, really capable, but at the same time, they're also going to be very comfortable, very daily drivable. I think they're probably going to be the most comfortable, most daily drivable out of the rally cars you'll be able to get, because we'll have the new STI coming out, we'll have the new Golf R. I think the Type R is going to be the best one from a daily driver perspective, just by how nice this car is. Like I said, Honda's really brought it up. It feels very nice, very upscale. And so if you want a really nice upscale commuter car, this touring package is great. Like you get all the luxury car stuff, but you're not paying the luxury car price, basically. And I mean, obviously, you know, the dash isn't covered in leather and all that kind of stuff, but all the touch points like the armrest and the steering wheel and the shifter, just all the stuff and the controls for the climate controls, all that stuff you're actually going to be touching on a regular basis, feels very nice, feels very upscale. So I guess all the stuff that matters feels nice, and the stuff that you're gonna look at but not touch doesn't necessarily feel nice, but like, you're not gonna touch it, so who cares? That's the Civic.